Hey, what's up, guys? It's Dave from Cousins Paintball. Today we're going to check out the new Planet Eclipse Geo R5. Awesome. Thank you for sticking around, guys. I hate saying it because it's super nerdy. Like, subscribe, yada yada. Tell your friends and neighbors about Cousins Paintball and Shop Cousins because we're awesome. Cool. So everybody knows about Geos. If you don't know about the Geo, you've been missing somewhere. You missed a part of the time, and it's your fault, and everyone's going to make fun of you. The Geo, specifically the Geo 3, 3.5, etc., was probably and probably continues to be one of the most popular guns ever made. To this day, I mean, they haven't made them in 12 years. To this day, any event I go to, I have to fix Geo 3s and 3.5s. Not because they're bad, because they're all wearing out, because they're 12 years old and all have 1,000,007 shots on them. The Geo 4 came out pretty much 2020, right in the middle of COVID. It seemed like people kind of missed the ball on them a little bit. It was the same time when like CS2s and CS2 Pros were popular, etc. For whatever reason, it wasn't as popular. The gun still shoots fantastic. It just didn't blow up like the 3 series. A lot of competition, who knows? It's not my problem to figure out. They have just released the Geo R5, Geo 5, whatever you want to call it. This thing is going to get the Geo world popping again. No question in my mind. It's streamlined. Like, one of the things I didn't realize or didn't notice really is like on the Geo 4 and even the 3.5s, they had that big chunky hump here because the solenoid was here. Now if I look a picture of that thing, it freaks me out. I'm like, why is that so sloppy looking? This thing's so streamlined, especially in this area here. The first thing you notice when you pick it up, it feels way different than even a CS3, even though it's dimensionally very similar. It's almost the same length, it's functionally the same weight, but this space here is a little bit wider. The gun's maybe an 1/8 of an inch longer, but this space here is probably 3/8 of an inch wider. So when you grab it, your thumb just flies right through the middle of it. It's really comfortable. It does have a lot of the characteristics of a CS3, which is a huge jump from that Geo 4 world. The Geo 4, you know, they still had like the metal buttons and the thing back here. Still had the old style OLED screen. That kind of stuff has changed significantly in the last, I guess, going on 3-4 years. Those metal buttons, the stuff would get on them. These guys are sealed up way better. The CS3 grips in general, which these are on the rear end of things, are sealed really good against water. They've done a great job of sealing the front end against paint. There's no gaps for paint to get into the boards up there. That was a challenge every once in a while. They changed some other stuff that most people aren't going to notice, but tech nerds will. They changed the thread on this trigger pin so they're less likely to break and be a headache. They've changed the bolt kit completely. Like from the Geo 4, that guy was running 135 PSI, give or take. This guy's running between 95 and 105 PSI. It's a massive change. We're talking almost 30%. I'm not good at math, but I'm going to say almost 30%. The GR core, or drive, it's a completely different animal. Everything's much larger. The air chambers are much larger. That way you can get the velocity with that lower pressure. It feels smoother, feels significantly less kicky. It just feels fantastic. This gun shoots great, it's quiet, it's smooth, super refined. Another thing they did, got rid of the eye covers or hid the eye covers underneath the grip. So functionally, there's still eye covers that hold the reflector on. These are all real fun to take off when they're new. There we go. So instead of having that big eye cover, different color, it was nice because it gave you an accent color. It was, you know, visually not the greatest thing in the world, but now you just have these little eye covers. You still have your extra detents. They're just stuck in the front grip now. 2 AA batteries like a CS3, like a CS2, I guess like a Geo 4 as well. Same triggers as CS2s, so there's 1,000,007 options already if you don't like the rake trigger. Ton of adjustability on this guy. Looks clean, looks super smooth. The milling's super understated. This whole gun's understated, but you pick it up and it feels fantastic in your hand. Essentially the same electronics, the MME electronics that they've been using in the CS3s, LV2s, even the 180s. So those components are all easy to get, crossover in a lot of cases. So those parts are super available. They work great too. I mean, I was in Dallas with the worst thunderstorms ever. Pretty much you'd blow the water out of the boards, out of the connector points, and they work great. That's a lot of cool stuff to talk about, but realistically, what does it feel like when you shoot? Smooth, it's efficient, it's light. We're actually gonna go to the field. We're going on a field trip. Shoot, do an efficiency test, because that's obviously something somebody cares about. So I got like 15 pods of paint loaded in the back. I'm gonna get in my car, go to the field, and shoot a bunch of paint. You're gonna get to hear how it sounds, how it looks. Obviously, you can't see how it feels unless you want to pretend. And that's what I got to say about the Geo 5. It's a fantastic gun, feels great, looks great, comes with all the fixins. 2 inserts. They're using the S63 barrel just like on the LV or the CS3. Comes with 2 inserts, 1 tip. All the parts, everything you're gonna need for this guy comes with the gun. It's not cheap, $1,600, $1,650. But that's what a premium gun costs now. If you want all the accoutrements and all the details and all that great stuff, you're paying $1,600 for a gun. That's what it is, man. So let's go shoot it, because that's what matters. Okie dokie, so we're here at the Cousins Paintball, Calverton Field in New York. It's a beautiful day. It's a Wednesday, so there's nobody else here except for me, the cats that maraud this place, and random birds, and I'm sure woodchucks. So let's do an efficiency test. Right now, I've got an 80 tank at, looks like almost exactly 4,000 PSI. Ninja Reg outputting like 550. Let's chrono it. Start shooting some paint. I'm shooting 4-month-old frostbite paint. So it may not be the most accurate thing in the world, but it definitely ain't gonna break in the gun. I've got the 689 insert because the paint's a little bit wonky shaped. So let's see what we got. I got 12 pods over here full and another 500 bag. Let's see what we got. Like I said, I got an 80 tank. And let's get this going. Start by chronoing. Air is on. Marker is on. I'm actually going to put this into an XL mode. So that's what the vast majority of the people are going to be using. And well, let me do this more quickly. 287, 287, 276, 280, 276, 275, 66. Like I said, this paint's wonky as hell. Let's go up a little bit. Too far. Now it's at like 315. First impressions, this gun's ridiculously smooth. So we're like 280s, 290s, like high 280s. Gun's ridiculously smooth, ridiculously quiet. Feels very smooth. Definitely smoother than my 180. Smoother than the CS3 for sure. So I'm hitting this stop sign really consistently, especially with this wonky paint. And we are out of paint. Pod 1. Guess I'll throw the empties over here so it's easier to count them. I play so much mechanical that I'm not used to shooting paint that fast, but we are down to pod 3. Continues to shoot really smooth, really quiet. I'm actually really liking the way this thing shoots. We're on pod 4. Let's chrono and see where we're at. Pretty much exactly where we were, mid 285s, 280s. That target I'm shooting right now is probably about 75 feet away and like 1.5 feet across, and it's tearing it up. And like I said, this paint's wonky or old. Let's shoot something a little bit further, mostly because I'm bored. It's 5 pods down, starting at 4,000. We're currently at, I don't know, $2,000? Roughly 2,000. We are on, that was pod 6. Still about 2,000. Yeah, this gun's comfy. If you're still watching this, your attention span's way higher than mine. We are on 2, 4, 6. I just loaded my 8th pod. Let me double check. Yeah, that was my 8th pod. $4,000. Chrono's more or less the same. It's like 294s here and there. I got wet on my barrel, so that's probably not helping consistency, but we shooting a lot. It's pod 8. We on pod 9. We're gonna see some drop off here sooner or later. Still 290s. A little less than 2,000 left in the tank. That's 9 pods. There's 10. We got 1500 psi. Still about where we were velocity-wise, so there's no drop-off yet. It's 10 pods down. No signs of dropping off. 80 tank. Still reading 285. That was 11 pods. And load this guy and see how much pressure we got left. That's 12 in. We're getting down. We're like 1,000 psi, maybe probably 750, something like that. So logically, I'm not getting any drop off. Alright, so I gotta load paint because I have shot all 12 pods that I had loaded. And we're still not getting drop off. That tank is getting low, so it's a matter of time. If I were you, I would fast forward because this is boring. Pod 13, 80 cubic inch tank. Starting at 4,000 psi. Still low 290s, more or less where we're at. I'm not seeing any drop off yet. We're losing speed. There we go. 270s, 290s. She dead. There we go. And it's kicked. With 12 pods. So I would say 12 and a half pods. 13 if you got a full 4,500. That ain't bad. 13 and change pods, so that's more than 1,500 balls out of an 80 tank. That's pretty nuts. Gun was consistent the whole way through. Accuracy was, I mean, that's 99% controlled by paint, and this paint I have, like I said, is from February, and it's winter grade paint, but it still was pretty good. I was hitting everything I was aiming at for the most part at 75 to 100 feet. Anything close than anything at 50, 40 feet, I was tearing up. But so accuracy is fantastic. The gun's absurdly smooth, very flat sound. I don't know if it's any quieter than anything else, but it's a flat sound that's probably has a lot to do with it running at like 100 psi. So the gun's fantastic. Efficient. I mean, you're getting 13 pods out of an 80 tank. That's pretty much what you're expecting or ever going to need in most layouts these days. This gun's going to be sick. Amazing stuff, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking around. If you ever have any questions about paintball or paintball related stuff, just give us a ring at the Deer Park store. All of our contact information is going to be on the description. If you want to pick something up from us, swing by any of our locations. We've got 5 amazing playing fields. We've got a couple retail stores, New York and Virginia, web store, shopcousins.com. So check us out, go visit. If you have any questions, hit us up, throw them in the comments. We'll answer you up for you. Thank you. Bye.